Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash. The honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, brothers in the highways and the byways, preaching and teaching this word in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Shapal, right? And this is Amos 1 and verse 11. He said, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with a sword, and did cast off all pity, and kept his hunger, and his hunger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever." Right? Edom, Esau Edom, that's the so-called white man today. Right? And the brother that is referring to, that the scripture is referring to, is Jacob. Right? Who is Jacob? Right? We are the descendant of Jacob today. Right? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians. Right? We are the true biblical Hebrew Israelite. Right? Esau Edom is the biblical Hebrew Edomite. Right? And they, as the scripture reads, this is our chief enemy. Right? From back in the book of Genesis. Right? Because of the blessing. You know? Matter of fact, let me get that. Alright, so this is Genesis 27 and verse 41. It said, "And Esau hated Jacob because the blessing wherewith his father had blessed him. Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father is at hand, and I will slay my brother Jacob." Right? So from the beginning, right, of Genesis, you know, until now, in today's dispensation of time, because people think Bible days are just something we stay in, you know, in the scriptures. No, I mean, these are spiritual. These are generations, you know what I mean, of lineages of people, real people here on the earth, right? And Esau's seed is here today, and it's spiritual because he had kept his rod forever, as the scripture said, you know, in Amos 1 and 11. Right? It says, "Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof." So Esau is going to be punished, right? Because what? He did pursue his brother with a sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Right? Now, reason for me bringing out this scripture is I'm going to play a video that's going to remind you that this man doesn't change, and he kept his rod forever. That's one of the main reasons why we're over here in slavery, right? Differently from the punishment that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had instilled upon us because we have transgressed his laws and statutes that he gave us. You know what I mean? He uses Esau Edom, which is a so-called white man, to punish us today. Right? And that's the reason why we're in hardcore slavery and bondage. But just to show you that this man doesn't change. He doesn't change. The Lord had put a enmity, right, against us. You know? Right? Let me get this video.
Investigative reporter Jim Parsons has more on who's been arrested and what one victim is saying. Jim.
Yeah, Wendy, in the days after Hurricane Katrina, 2 Pittsburgh private investigators traveled to New Orleans, and the videotape they captured there and shared with Team 4 last year is now being used by the FBI in an ongoing investigation of widespread civil rights abuses. Pittsburgh PIs Mike Orsini and Istvan Belog traveled to a chaotic New Orleans 5 years ago to help secure a firehouse in the Algiers Point section of the city, a mostly white middle-class neighborhood that was spared from any flooding by Hurricane Katrina. And yet they remember dead bodies being there.
There were bodies and individuals all over Algiers Point that were shot and that laid there.
Orsini and Belog also remember videotaping signs like this one in Algiers Point. We Shoot Looters, and the outrageous claim by neighborhood resident Paul Gleason.
Did you have any problems with looters?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But you did.
They're all dead.
What happened?
We shot them.
A month after this interview, Gleason was deported back to Ireland, but a former neighbor of his is now under indictment. Roland Bourgeois is accused of hate crimes by a federal grand jury for shooting and injuring Donnell Harrington and two other men because they were black and walking through his neighborhood. Team 4 interviewed Harrington last year.
First of all, what give him the right to, or what give them the right to just start shooting people?
Algiers Point resident Kathy Carmack told Team 4 a group of her white neighbors went gunning for African Americans.
There was some guys that, and probably they still live in the neighborhood, but they just felt because of the color of your skin, they wanted to shoot you.
Now, the indictment of Roland Bourgeois is the latest in a string of federal charges in New Orleans alleging civil rights violations following Katrina, mostly by New Orleans police officers. As for Pittsburgh private investigator Istvan Balog, he will be featured next month in a PBS Frontline special.
All right. And this was what, 13 years ago? Not very long, not very long ago, what I mean, given the situation, right? And it goes to show that even today, there's still these communities in America and throughout the world, that feels this way about our people. But it just goes to show you who the real enemy is, right? And and it's worse, man. Our people look at themselves, or the man down the road beside them as their enemy. No, man, you have a ultimate enemy. And the worst thing about this, and the elder, I always point out this, the elder of the camp out here in Jamaica, that look, a lot of these men in Algiers Point were actually cool with Esau, until hurricane hit. All of a sudden, I don't know you. You can't walk, you can't walk here. You understand? And then it becomes enemy number one, which the scripture tell you about that, man. We get this. This is Ecclesiasticus 12 and verse 8. It says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity, man. Adversity hit, storm hit, and they know that Jake was what? The main, when it come on to looting, man, that's all they see on TV, Jake. Yeah, white people do loot, but it's not been shown, right? See? So a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hid in adversity, and that's what it is, man. It's your enemy. And it going to show. Once certain things happen, then you going to say, I'm on true color. And it showed. So in prosperity, in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in this adversity, even a friend will depart. Right? And it goes on to another point, and it's a very important point. Verse 10, never trust thine enemy. Like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humbleth himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. See? So back to the first scripture we read, man. He's always this man. He's always this type of person. Scripture said, "O favor being shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness." And the scripture tell you who the wicked is in Malachi, right? And then it also tells you that the hurt is given into the hands of the wicked. So these men are the wicked of the hurt, and these are their seats. The banking elite, right? Which is your Rothschild, Rockefeller, which is white, so-called white people, because nobody ain't really white and nobody ain't really black. So we always say so-called, right? They rule the earth, man, and they're the wicked of the earth, right? And these men don't change. These men are not your friends, man. You understand? And hey, we're coming into a time now where you're going to see. Scripture tells us that, You know, the devil has come down having great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. A lot of people in this third world war that is coming is going to be destroyed. There's going to be a lot of civil unrest, civil wars and all of that, man, are going to break out, mainly in America, man. And then you're going to see the true color of the person that you thought all along was your friend, you know. Let me get another scripture on this. This is Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. It says, because thou had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel, right, by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will pursue thee with the sword. It's like I will pursue thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Say, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. See? So guess what? The scripture says about double unto them double. You never hated blood, right? So guess what? The same punishment that was dished out is going to dish out on you, man, double, right? So blood is going to pursue you, man, and your seed, just the same. That's the punishment of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. These men are not your friends, man, right? This is Psalms 83 and verse 1. It says, a song of Asaph, a song or psalms of Asaph. So keep thou not silent, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Be not still. Right? For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. Right? The tumult is like a battle cry. You know what I mean? And they that hated thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against my people, thy people. Right? Which is your so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Right? So that's the main aim, to cut off our people, right? So that the blessings that was given unto us by our forefather, Abraham, right? Could be somewhat obtained carnally, right? Which they can't get the blessing. But right now, they're in the position trying to obtain it, on a carnal mind. That's why you're going to a age where, these men are implementing technology to really try to get that blessing, man, So that's why you have the RFID microchips going to be implanted, so that they can ultimately control, track, ultimately be like the Most High, which the blessing was actually similar, meaning Yahushua is going to be here ruling, right? And the elect of the nation of Israel, man, is going to be the governing body, the all-knowing, the all-seeing, and all of that. And that's why he's trying to obtain with his technology, right? On a carnal side, but we were promised that, right? And the promise is going to be for us. But he thinks that if he get rid of Israel, somehow the promise is going to be for him, because now he was promised the sword, and the uttermost part of the hurt, and the fatness of the hurt slack, and he has gotten it, but it reached him time now where he's going to be taken out of power, but now he's trying to hang on, to that power that he had, and trying to further it, into a godlike state, but guess what? The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is one where don't go back on his promise, and he tell you that this man is going to be ultimately destroyed, man, because of all of the atrocities, and mainly what he had done unto the children of Israel, because scripture says he helped forward their affliction, So it says they have consulted, verse 5, they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelite, right? Of Moab and the Hagarenes, right? The tabernacle of Edom, right? Main chief enemy right there, man. right, along with these other nations, right? Now, let me just get into where we're heading right now. Can get on 2nd Ezra 14, because that's the scripture that speaks towards the civil unrest. And you can see now, mainly in America, there's been civil unrest, certain unstable policies. The whole United States right now is getting divided. Should I call it the divided state? A lot of confusions and a lot of other things that's happening. Let me see. Hmm. 15 and 14. Right. 2nd Ezra 15 verse 14. It's like, it's a woe to the world and them that dwell therein. The sword and the destruction draw nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another with sword in their hands. And that's speaking directly to civil war, man. Right? To civil war. One people, one nation, So for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. See? So right now we have people flooding into the borders of America. You have a lot of policies that divide the whole continent, the whole America by itself. All states. You know what I mean? You have the militias preparing. You have people going against what's happening over there in the Ukraine and all of that. People are upset with the governing system. The economy is about to collapse. You know what I mean? The US dollar is about to collapse because Saudi Arabia is not reinstating that deal that they had with them to sell the liquid gold, which is oil, in the US dollar anymore. So when all of those dollars basically get backed up, what do you think I got? All of those money is going on back to America, which is going to cause hyperinflation, right? See? And then you'll find out people, it's going to be hard times for people, in America, man, and they're going to revolt against their government. That's why the scripture said they shall have no regard over their kings nor princes, So them now go look and say, okay, this is these men were in power, that's who them going to blame. And guess what? The state are going to have the armies out there in the streets. Right? So, people, now you have this in a lot of movies, man. People now go trust even them own neighbor because there's not going to be a lot to go around. You know what I mean? And guess what? You so-called Negroes again, Hispanics and Native American Indians, you're going to become enemy number one again, man, because you are portrayed in the media as looters. You're looters, man. When shit go down, shit go south, you are the main threat because they know what they have done to you people, to our people, right? They knew, and they know that we are the stronger, of the two, So when hell broke loose and there's lawlessness in the streets, all people, man, shot on sight or whatever it may be, because we are going to pose as threats, He said, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed. The city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and of a great tribulation. Right? So because, because all of these things, lack of bread, the tribulation that will come, men are going to invade each other's house, looking for bread, looting, as you say. And there goes the chaos again, man. But funny enough, after this, and the Third World War and all of that, man, Esau's reign over the earth is going to be finished. Scripture says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So at the end of the day, this man is going to be put out of the earth, right? And the true rulers, scripture speak about one that is profitable, shall be set up, you know? So, we just want to let you know, man, again, man, look, the real enemy, you know what I mean, is a so-called white man, to our people. And he never changed. He hasn't. Scripture says he has kept his wrath forever. He had this perpetual hatred, which, you know, going the word perpetual, it means, you know, a continual, you know. So he never took a break. You understand? So this was edifying. With that one, give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Shai, Bashem, Kodash. The honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, brothers in highways and byways, preaching and teaching His word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.